If you're a handmade business owner and you don't have a Facebook page yet, get one set up right now because you're missing out. Facebook is the best social media platform out there. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to set up your own Facebook business page in less than 10 minutes. Hi, my name is May Pak, and I help makers, artists, and designers make a consistent income by selling their handmade products online. I'm going to show you step by step how to set up your own Facebook business page. So let's jump over to my computer. The first thing you're going to do is go to your homepage for Facebook. So just go to facebook.com. And there are quite a few ways for you to create your page. One way is on the left-hand sidebar, you'll see a link to pages. You can click on that. And then on the top right here, you'll see a link to create page. The other way to do it is click on this bottom down arrow button and then click on Manage Pages, and then there will be a button here to create a page. So you can go ahead and click on that. On this next page, most likely if you're watching this video on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page or group, you're probably a business and not so much a community or public figure. So it doesn't matter so much what you pick. It's just that depending on what you do pick, some options do become available to you that is more appropriate for a public figure compared to a business or a brand, for example. So go ahead and click on Get Started under Business or Brand. Then you're going to just fill in all of this information as they are prompted. So for my page name, I'm just going to do Tiny Hands Test, just because I already have a page called Tiny Hands for my jewelry business. Let's have a look at categories. So I'm going to say handmade jewelry shop. It's probably not going to come up. Most of us, I think, are going to fall under shopping and retail. For your address, you can type that in, and don't worry, you don't have to show that publicly because down here it'll say you can choose to don't show my address. So we can check that, and then for the address, I can type that in. I'm just putting in a fake address here. I wonder if it will go through. You can leave phone number blank, and then when you're done with that, click on continue. All right, so let's upload a profile picture. For your profile picture, I recommend that you upload your business logo. If, however, you are a business where you yourself as the person, as the human being, is kind of more at the forefront of your business, then in that case, I would say upload a picture of yourself. Try to keep your logo square because that is what is going to show up on your Facebook page. For your cover photo, that's going to be this big banner at the top of your Facebook page. So I've designed my cover photo on canva.com. It's free to use it to create an account and to create a cover photo. And what's really nice about it is you don't have to worry about the exact dimensions for what your cover photo should be, because in Canva, they've already created kind of like a template for you. So when you select the cover photo template, it'll already be preloaded with the exact dimensions that you need it to be. Plus, they'll give you some pretty cool options for kind of templated designs that you can start with. And that's exactly what I've used here. So I've created my cover photo using Canva. I've downloaded it to my computer. Now I'm going to upload it. And already you can see that my Facebook page has been created. So here's my cover image that I created out of Canva. And here is my profile picture that I just uploaded. The next thing that I recommend for you to do is to change your @username. So if you're familiar with Facebook, you'll know that you can, when you're writing any posts, you can tag a person. So for example, I can do @tinyhands, and the drop down will show you options for what you can tag. So when you tag someone, that business will be, or that person will be notified that you tagged them. So what I'd recommend for you to do is just use your business name for this. So if my page was Tiny Hands, I would just use @tinyhands. If that isn't available, then I might say Tiny Hands Jewelry. Just add possible words that might help describe your business, and try to avoid being vague and abstract with any additional words that you add onto your username if it isn't already a part of your business name. So in this case, I might just put Tiny Hands Test. And if that's not available, it will tell you that's not available. So if I try to do Tiny Hands, it'll say someone else is already using it. So you have to kind of get creative with that. So no one's using Tiny Hands Test, and I can use that. I also think of choosing your username as like choosing your domain name. You want to avoid making it too complicated, like putting in numeric numbers or putting in things like hyphens or underscores. I'm not even sure if they would let you do that. Yeah, it won't let you add an underscore or a hyphen, but I think it will let you add numbers, and I don't recommend adding numbers just because it's difficult for people to remember. When you're done with that, click on Create Username. Next thing that I recommend for you to do is click on See More over here and click on where it says About. On here, I recommend that you fill in as much of all of this information as possible. For whatever information you don't fill in, it's not actually going to show up. So if you don't put in your email address or your website, it's not going to say there isn't any email information. It's just not going to appear. I do think it's a good idea to put in your email address and website and all your other social media accounts on here just to make it easy for people to find you. Like, if you're doing your Facebook marketing well and your posts are grabbing people and they're coming over to your profile, a large percentage of them might actually check out your About page just to figure out more about who you are and what you do and what your business is all about. So you want to fill in this information as much as possible. If it makes it easier for you, like your About information, you can just grab parts of your existing About information that's already on your website and then put that in here. So for sure you want to put in your email address and then put in your website, because that's the whole point of doing social media, is to get people back over to your website so they can shop with you. And then in your own time, you can fill in your About information, your business details. If you want, you can also put in your start date, but you don't have to. You can also add yourself as a team member. Not a lot of pages do this. This is, I think, just a personal preference. It's not going to make or break anything if you do decide to do this or not. And if you wanted to, you could also add in kind of a story section that will appear over here. If you actually go to my Tiny Hands Facebook page, it's at Tiny Hands Jewelry, you'll see that I don't have this information on there. And as I mentioned before, whatever information you don't fill out, it just won't show up. So fill in as much as you can, but don't spend too much time trying to get everything right. Another thing that I recommend for you to do is see where it says this big blue Add a button on top here. This is actually a really great call to action button, and it's a great place for you to get people to do something that you want them to do outside of Facebook. So that could be to go to shop on your website, or that could be to join your email list. I actually recommend for most people that you actually get people through your email list first, because it's not likely that when you direct people to your website initially, they're probably not going to make an order right away. So get them to get to a landing page where they can enter in their email address and join your email list, and they could get some sort of cool thing like a coupon code or a free gift or a PDF download or whatever incentive would make sense for your business. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that there are some options for calls to action. Some of these things are not going to make much sense for you. For example, book with you. This is more for coaches or service providers or consultants. Like maybe if you're a wedding photographer, that might be more relevant than, say, if you sell jewelry. So if you want people to join your email list, you can click on Contact You and then go to Sign Up. And if you click on Next, it'll ask you for the actual link for where you want people to go. I already have a landing page set up, and so I'm just going to copy and paste that link on here. And when you're done, you can click on Finish. So now you'll see when people come to your Facebook page, this button will say Sign Up, and when they click on it, they'll be directed to your landing page URL. If you don't want people to sign up for an email list, you can also just direct them to your shop. So you can always edit this to Shop with You and then put in, say, the link to
your bestsellers page of your website. So I'm going to copy and paste my bestsellers page on here and click on finish. A few more things that I want to show you how to do. A good idea is to go into your settings. The settings on here are mostly going to be administrative settings, so how people can interact with your page or whether or not you want to allow people to send you private messages, for example, you do that through the settings over here. So most things, if you need to reconfigure something about your Facebook page, you would do that through the settings link on the top right corner. You can go through each of these settings in your own time, and don't forget to also go through each of these different tabs on the left-hand side because they will show you their own set of different settings in each of these tabs. But what I'm going to do is just really quickly point out some important things that I think is going to be really helpful for you. So the first thing is going to be messages. People can contact my page privately. I think in the beginning, if your business isn't super busy just yet and you don't have a ton of customers and managing your business is still somewhat easy for you and not so time consuming, you can keep this turned on. The problem then becomes if you have a lot of customers who are contacting you on, say, your email, and then on Instagram direct message, and then Instagram comments, and then Facebook private messages, you can see how it starts to become overwhelming and a little bit cumbersome if, say, the same person contacted you on your Facebook private message, but then also proceeded to send you a voicemail and then send you a text message and then send you an email. It can be difficult to keep track of what that person actually wanted and how you can help them. So for me with Tiny Hands Jewelry, I've turned this off to limit how people can contact me. And so I'm encouraging them that if you want to contact me, to send me an email, to go off of Facebook and actually send me a proper email. That way I can keep better track of people and help them better that way. If for whatever reason you already have a Facebook page or later down the line you want to actually merge two duplicate pages, say you are doing a rebrand or you are renaming your business, but your business essentially is still the same, just with a different name, then you could create a new Facebook page and actually merge the pages together. So this is actually going to be, I believe, a manual process that goes through Facebook's support staff. I'm going to go back to my page and I'm going to show you another neat thing that I know a lot of people have questions about. So on the left-hand side, you'll see that there are all of these links, and you might be wondering, how do you curate those links and how do you add new links or change the information that's showing on here? So that's going to be under settings and then go to templates and tabs. And right now, because in the initial setup phase, we had chosen the category of our page as being a shopping and retail page, we're using kind of a template. So all of these links and tabs are going to be kind of the templatized links. There are some things that you might not be able to turn off, so just kind of click around. For example, communities, I can click on that. But it's not necessarily something that I can turn off, so that's fine. You can also drag and drop these links to rearrange them. So I might want shop right under photos, for example, and the about right maybe at the top. And if you want to add a tab, you can also do that at the bottom here. This is definitely a little bit more advanced, so I don't recommend that you do this unless you really need to do something complicated with your Facebook page. So, for example, if you go to my Facebook for Tiny Hands, you'll see that I have a tab for people to join my email list. So it's kind of like a landing page, and the way that I do that is with using an add tab and with using kind of a third-party app, and I've put in some code in there. So as you can see just from describing it, it is a little bit complicated. I don't think it's necessarily going to be worth it for you to slave away to try to figure out how to get that to work. So I would just say don't worry about that right now, at least not in the beginning anyway. The next thing I want to point your attention to is to go to notifications, and on here you can customize whether or not you will get a notification. And depending on if you get a comment, if you get a review or a mention, new likes on your page. I do think that in the beginning that you try to keep as much of this turned on so that you can kind of authentically engage with the people that are engaging with your site or with your page. So if someone left a comment, if you have the notification turned off, it may not be until like days or weeks that go by before you notice that someone left that comment. And by the time you want to respond to them, it might be too little too late. So turn these things on so that if someone does leave a comment, you can respond to them right away. And that's a great way to start building that new relationship with your new followers. The next thing is to go down to Instagram. If you already have an Instagram profile, I do recommend that you connect your account. Once you click this button, it's going to bring up a pop-up and it's going to ask you to log in as your Instagram account. But what this does is, as you know, Facebook owns Instagram. And if you ever want to do ads, for example, for Instagram, you're actually going to have to do that in the Facebook platform. It also kind of just consolidates comments and messages into one inbox on your Facebook. So you don't necessarily have to check both Instagram and Facebook separately for that. So it's just kind of a good idea to get them connected. If you're using apps like Planoly, for example, there is a feature where once you auto post on Instagram, you can turn on a feature that says also auto post on Facebook. I believe that in order to do that auto posting on Facebook part, you would need to have your Instagram connected to your Facebook page. The last thing I want to show you is, for those of you who are using Shopify, there's a really easy way for you to get your products set up on your Facebook page so that people can actually shop your products directly on Facebook without ever having to leave Facebook. And that's really cool. I've actually gotten a fair bit of sales from there, and especially as your page grows, it's a good idea to consider doing that. And this is totally free to do. It comes with your Shopify plan, and what I love about it is that you're not requiring people to leave Facebook to go over to your website. So because it's so easy and such a seamless experience, it actually encourages people to buy and to shop from you. So it actually makes sales easier for you to get. So definitely no reason why you shouldn't get this set up. So let me show you how to do that. So first, we're going to go into the back end of your Shopify store. And then on the very bottom left corner, you're going to see this link for settings. So you're going to click on that, and here's the page that you're going to land on. Then you're going to click on Sales Channels. And the beautiful thing about Shopify is that it integrates with so many different platforms where you can get your products up for sale on those different platforms where people can buy directly on those channels. So it's really cool. And whatever products that you've got set up on your Shopify store, it just automatically connects with those social media platforms or those different websites. And it's just really cool. You can click on the Add Sales channel. That's what you're going to do to set up your Facebook shop also. And you can see all of the different places that you can get your products pushed to. For example, even with Amazon, that's really cool. I'm going to select on the Facebook shop and click on the plus button. And then the next thing I'm going to need to do is connect my Facebook page. So I'm going to click on that. There's going to be a pop-up that appears on this, and I'm not sure if the screen share is going to catch that. But just follow the prompts on the pop-up, select which Facebook page you want to connect with, and then just follow the prompts and click next until you're linked. And when you're done, this page will refresh. It'll say this is the personal profile you've got connected, and now you have to select your Facebook page. And I'm going to select my Tiny Hands account, and I'm going to click on Connect Page. And then I'm going to accept these terms. And then you're going to get this notice that says that it'll take 48 hours or up to 48 hours for Facebook to review your shop, just for them to make sure that the products you're selling are not against Facebook's terms of service. Like, for example, if you sell weapons or potential sporting goods like bows and arrows, that might be deemed as weapons, and Facebook may not be so keen on you having your products on Facebook. Not to say you can't have a Facebook page that you do organic marketing to, but it just might be a bit of a problem for you to sell your products directly onto Facebook in this way. So what I want to show you actually is eventually, after that 48 hours is over, and once you're approved, you'll kind of see something that looks like this. So you'll see all of these other sales channels. Let's look at my Pinterest channel, and I'm going to click on available products. So you can see that these are all the products that I have for sale on Pinterest. And if I clicked on one of these products, you can actually control which products get put on your Facebook page shop by going over to this Manage button over here under Product Availability. And you can toggle this on and off. So if you don't want this particular product to be selling in the Facebook shop, you can turn that off. So an example why you might do that is, for example, I have a bomb pop necklace. A bomb pop is a popsicle. And I think because of the word bomb, it's not, it kind of goes against terms of service with some of the social media platforms. So Facebook will tell you that these products did not qualify after going through the review process. So you're not allowed to sell those particular items. That's not a big deal. Like some of these products, you might actually want to just create duplicate items, change some of the wording. Like instead of calling it a bomb pop necklace, I could call it a popsicle necklace. But there are some things that you can kind of work around to get your products on your Facebook page shop. And what's really cool about this is as you grow your Facebook page and when you're making sales of your products on your Facebook page, those sales will actually show up in your Shopify admin area. And even things like handling your shipping, printing out shipping labels, or sending out email marketing to people, all of that is all connected into one space. And that's amazing. Especially once your business starts to grow, that becomes more important, where your work becomes seamless and smooth flowing and efficient.
Now that you've got your own Facebook business page set up, you have to watch the next video on Facebook marketing. As always, if you have any questions for me about how to do Facebook, leave me a comment below. I'll see you in that next video.